Hey, friends. How's it going on this wonderful Wednesday? So I don't know if you knew this, but September is National Safe Baby Month or Safety Baby Month. So this month is dedicated to making sure that your baby is safe in lots of different ways, but I'm going to talk to you about safe sleep because I am a sleep consultant and that is what I specialize in. So safe sleep is something that we need to implement for our children when they're sleeping. It's very, very important to do this to reduce the risk of SIDS. So, I'm going to give you three or four different pieces of advice that you can have and you can take with you to make sure that you're implementing safe sleep for your children or for your baby. So the number one thing I want to talk about is to have a safe sleep space or sleep environment. For some people, that can look like a crib or a bassinet. Some people room share, some people baby share. Room sharing is actually recommended up until 6 months of age, and after that, you can move them into their own room. Bed sharing is usually not really something that I would recommend doing. I will admit that I did it with all of my children, but I did it in a safe way. I followed the guidelines and the recommendations for safe sleep. And if your baby is in a crib, even if they're in your bed or a bassinet, make sure that there are no loose objects because this can pose a risk to your baby. So making sure the sleep space is safe is very, very important. Also, we don't recommend using a lot of people will use like a side rail on their bed if they're bed sharing, and that is just not, it's a big no-no because your baby can actually slip in between the rail and your bed and can actually suffocate that way. And also there's many other things that can happen with things like that. So just making sure that that is not happening is really, really important. So another thing that I wanted to talk about was room sharing. We kind of already went over this. It is recommended till 6 months of age. When you do this, it actually reduces the risk of SIDS by quite a bit. So honestly, that is a huge thing. So having your baby in a bassinet beside your bed, or maybe just in a crib on the beside the bed or maybe on the other side of the room. They also have these like cool things for people who have breastfeed or maybe they had a C-section where you can have the baby on the side of the bed next to you, but it's open on the one side so you can easily get them and put them back in their bed when they're done feeding or when you're done putting them to sleep. So those are really important, and obviously the bed sharing is something that you need to make sure that you're following the recommended guidelines about. Really, really important to reduce the risk of SIDS. And then so another one would be um, sleep position. So how we are putting our babies down for sleep is really important. I always recommend as a sleep trainer to put your baby down awake but ready for sleep. This produces good sleep habits and helps your baby to learn how to fall asleep independently, which, yes, has to be learned. It's not something they're born knowing how to do. They have to learn it. But how do we put them in their crib? The safest way, and the way that you should always be putting your child down to sleep, extremely important, is to put them to sleep on their back. There's a lot of places, there's a program called Back to Sleep. I highly recommend looking into that and just reading up on that. Back to sleep means putting your baby to sleep on their back. They should always be put to sleep on their back. If they can roll and they happen on their own and they happen to roll over on their belly, that is totally okay. You do not need to move them as long as their arms are free. So if they are swaddled and they have learned how to roll over, you will have to remove the swaddle. Once a baby knows how to roll over, the swaddle has got to go. You can start using a sleep sack, which has their arms free, and this can prevent SIDS because you want your baby to be able to, once they roll, to be able to push themselves up and not have their face stuck in the bedding. So If your baby can roll over, switch them to a sleep sack. If they do roll over in their sleep sack onto their belly, that's totally fine. You can leave them if they know how to roll over. They're okay to be sleeping on their belly. You don't have to worry about rolling them back over. A lot of parents get worried about that. I myself included. I used to think, oh no, do I have to go put him back on his back? Because they say put them to sleep on their back. No, you don't have to put them back to, you don't have to flip them back onto their back if they know how to roll over on their own. It's totally fine. And the last one is the temperature. So temperature is super important. Studies have shown that the most ideal temperature to set your thermostat to is between 68 to 72 degrees Fahrenheit, which would be 20 to 22 degrees Celsius. This helps reduce SIDS. If your baby gets overheated or too cold, mostly overheated, this can result in SIDS. So make sure also that you're not layering your baby in too many layers when they go to sleep, because that can also increase their risk of SIDS. So yeah, those are all of the four most important in my mind safe sleep practices that we can implement for our children. In honor of a safe sleep month or baby safety month, I wanted to let you guys know that if you wanted to send me a message, you can, and you can send me a video of your baby's sleep space or environment, and I can take your video, and I can look at it and tell you what I think might need to be changed, what's good, what's not, just to make sure that the baby's sleep environment is safe, and make sure that your baby is always sleeping safely. So if you'd like to send me a video of your baby's sleep environment, I would love to help you out. So let me know if you'd like to do that. And also, if you like this video, I have lots more videos like this and other important information in my sleep group called Sleep Little One. I help parents, I give them advice and tips on how to improve their baby's sleep. So if you'd like to join my group, I would love that. It's in the description box, wherever that is. So give it a click and come join us. I hope to see you there, and have a great week.